All right, the president is off to Minnesota right now. He has been sort of energizing his base and concerned right now that Democrats, well, he's not concerned, he's actually happy about it, have really hurt themselves with the way they have been handling this whole Kavanaugh thing. By the way, on Capitol Hill, they're going through this, they're reading this FBI report, and we're told that when people like Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins are saying the kind of things that hint of a yes vote, I stress hint, increasingly, the sentiment seems to be building that the judge will be a justice. So the Wall Street Journal digital reporter Shelby Holliday, Fox News contributor Liz Peek. Liz, the president is used as sort of like as a galvanizing tool to say, look what they did to this guy, and this has got to stop. This is what you're going to get if Democrats are in charge.
Yeah, and I think it's been a very powerful message. Americans are a fair-minded people. I keep saying that, but I really believe it. They don't like the kind of character assassination we've seen on display here. What they really don't like is the fact that Feinstein sat on this information, spent an hour with this guy in her office, interviewing him, never mentioned it. It all looks like a sort of well-orchestrated hit job. And I think, you know, we went from viewing Judge Kavanaugh as a man of incredible integrity, liked and revered by his peers, his students, his family, his friends, to someone who is a serial rapist and a drunk. I mean, come on, it was too big a leap. I don't think most people believe that, as much as they found her testimony somewhat credible. And I think they're sort of responding to that. You see it in the polls. People don't like the way this has been handled. Democrats have played it, Shelby, as you might not see it in all polls, and you might not see it in some of these state polls that we report on at Fox, but among a key group, that is women voters, which I think is a bit monolithic, it's going to help Democrats. What do you think of that?
Well, the numbers do suggest that. The numbers suggest that women dislike Kavanaugh and do not stand behind him. Not a broad majority, but most women. And if you compare that to men, men are pretty consistently not just in the Republicans' corner, but also behind Kavanaugh.
What are the numbers? I know it was a different time and environment. What it was for Anita Hill or Clarence Thomas back in the 90s.
Of course. No, I do think that it suggests the GOP could have some trouble with women in the upcoming midterms. But I talked to a Democrat the other night, and he said, my biggest fear is that it's a triple whammy. Republicans get Kavanaugh. Republicans are so galvanized by Kavanaugh that they win the midterms. And then Trump may have another Supreme Court pick before the end of his first term, and Republicans get that as well. And that's like a lose-lose-lose worst-case scenario for Democrats. That's looking very real for them at this point.
That's very interesting. You know, the polls had tightened, but these things are very unreliable, as you always remind me, Liz. And the latest feel seems to be maybe the Republicans do hang on. What do you think? Well, what's really changed in the last 2 weeks is the so-called enthusiasm gap, which has narrowed dramatically. It was thought that Democrats had this huge pent-up anger. It's not even pent up. It's going to drive them to the polls. And Republicans were kind of lackadaisical and not caring very much. What this hearing and this process has revealed or created is a real shrinking of that. Now Republicans, as you said, are really fired up, and Democrats are too. But it's very interesting to watch these races change. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the ones in some of the key states where the Democratic incumbents are in a world of hurt. Sometimes trailing by double digits. What happened?
There was a big swing surrounding Kavanaugh, so it'll be interesting to see how Heitkamp votes. Well, a lot of the movement was over the past week or two.
So any of those Democrats,
so yes.
You know, you're McCaskill, and you're looking at Heidi Heitkamp. Donnelly. You would think twice, right? Yeah, I mean, I think it's very... already come out against. I think it's very hard for Manchin. Manchin is the one that the Republicans keep hoping will vote for Kavanaugh. Sounds like a yes.
And he's hinting that he
does. I think he does. But Heidi Heitkamp is like gone. It looks like she has absolutely no hope in this election. So whether she votes for him or not, it probably isn't going to affect her standing, so she may well vote against him. But I do think it's not just the Kavanaugh process. I think also we've got a booming economy. And yes, people are worried today about rising rates. That is an after effect of a booming economy. It's not surprising. Yeah, absolutely.
If you think about it, but on the economy and everything else, I mean, you saw that Wall Street Journal piece, and we were getting into it earlier, Shelby, about the environment is good for stocks, period, no matter who wins.
It is. Midterms are very good for the stock market, and that's even if if the Republicans keep control of Congress, we could see additional tax reform. We could see more beneficial policies for the economy. If they don't win, it's actually maybe not a bad thing, because you see the minority party starting to introduce legislation that's also very good for the economy. So the Journal's piece highlighted the fact that no matter who loses, no matter who wins, the economy will likely win.
You know, into that void where nothing gets done, Wall Street sometimes like to snap, right?
Yeah, that's not such a bad thing. And there are a lot of people out there who are saying, look, if Democrats control Congress, President Trump is reelected in 2020 because he can blame the Democrats for lack of progress on the wall, for example, and other things that his supporters are disappointed about. He can blame them for not moving immigration reform forward. He already does that. He can blame them for not fixing health care. I mean, a lot of things can land at the feet of Democrats if they take the House. We'll see what happens. I'm not convinced they will.
All right, guys, thank you very much.